Hey Divine Ones, this is Minister Ashley and happy day of Pentecost or Whit Sunday. So the importance of this day, and this is the esoteric study, is that we have the ability to communicate with the God realms. We have the ability to take our angelic mind and our rational mind and merge the two in the house of Gemini. And Gemini is divine communication, and it is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the communicator or the voice or messenger of God. So it represents the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit, the 𝗲𝗂𝗂𝗧. And I'm going to get into that in a moment. So let's back up just a little bit. Pentecost means 50. It derives from the Greek word pente, which means 5. And 5 is the number of grace. So this Sunday is a celebration of the sun, and that is Whit Sunday. Back up 49 days or 7 weeks before, which was the celebration of the resurrection of the sun, which is called East Star, the celebration of the East Star, which is the sun. So on this day, it is called the first fruits of the church. So the first fruits of the church being the temple, which is Taurus season, the second house, and the temples, which are in our head, Aries season, which represents the head. The third house is Gemini, and Gemini is the messenger of the gods. So we have the temple, the mind, then we have the body, Taurus, and then we have Gemini, the third house of communication, the voice. So you have the third energy, which in alchemy is the quintessence. Quintessence is the fifth energy. This is also known to be the voice of God, so the Holy Spirit, the 𝗲𝗂𝗂𝗧, and Gemini is the messenger of the gods. So it all sort of kind of correlates if you really understand how alchemy and all of this works together. So it's telling the story of Christ, also telling the story of the Holy Spirit. So in order for the Holy Spirit to come through, there had to be a sacrifice of flesh, and so this is all symbolic, You have the head of the church, which was at that time the high priest, and then you had to have a sacrifice of a body, which is Taurus, and that brought in the third energy, which is the Holy Spirit, the spirit of voice, the voice manifested into the world. So this festival is also known as the Festival of Weeks, the 𝗕𝗏𝗡. I hopefully I'm saying it right. Google it, 7 days in a week, and then 7 weeks from the day of East Star. 7 times 7 is 49. And then one day you add one more, which is 50. All of these numbers are symbolic. This is all sacred mathematics. In Acts 2, the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit came, the tongues of fire came and indwelled in the whole community that was there, from the apostles to all of the people that spoke different languages. This is a unification of the collective mind. So if Mercury also rules the mind in the communication and siblings or groups, neighbors, that this is the mercurial energy that is working in the collective group. So during this time and also this day, we could work on our communication skills. This day is also known to commemorate Moses. And what did Moses do? He was also the voice of the people. He communicated with God. He would go up on the high mountaintops. He will receive the messages from the gods, aka God, Yahweh, which is the conglomeration of all of the smaller gods, and bring the message down to the people. Moses is also known to be the masterful magician using his wand. The wand is also the will, and the will is connected to the tongue. This is also known to be the day of first fruits. And the first fruits is a concept of giving an offering of your first proceeds to the God, Yahweh. This is an act of respiration, the law of reciprocity, but also the law of faith, having faith for something, even if you cannot see it. So in essence, the quintessence is like faith, because we cannot see the quintessence, but we know that it is real. With the tongues of fire, with the Holy Spirit, and with any spirit, it has to have a physical host to voice, to speak. With Mercury, the logical mind and then the intuitive mind merged. So this is a representation of how the spirit works. It has to have a physical host in order for it to make its will come to pass. And this is a working of not just to know how spirits operate, but also to know how to work with the spirit. Whenever you look at a message throughout the Bible, there's always a physical host to bring forth the message of God. In the Old Testament, it was only high priests or prophets that could speak on behalf of God. Fast forward to Acts 2. The Spirit was available to everyone. So with that, the age of Aquarius, where everyone has the access to the information, has access to the ethers, and they can make their voice known. Look at social media. Everyone has a voice. Everyone can be heard. Everyone can speak their truth. In addition to that, I will be doing a ritual for the day of Pentecost. If you remember, it will be accessible to you, as well as all of the Gemini season PDF downloads, etc. If you guys want to share anything or add anything, please feel free to drop some comments and share if you care to do so. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you do like, share, and subscribe. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, this is Minister Ashley. Peace. I see the quintet. We can